Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda. Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotara Shata Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki ISKCON founder, BBG founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotara Shata Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की, नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की, मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की, द्वारका धाम की, संगम यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी देवी की, संवेद भक्त वृंद की, ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, और नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की, मंगल आरती की। गौर प्रेमानंदे, all glory to somebody who is, all glory to somebody who is, all glory to somebody, all glory to Guru, all glory to Prabhupada. Namaste Narsimhaya, Namaste Narsimhaya, Namaste Narsimhaya,
Jaya
श्रील प्रभुपाद की वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे सत्यवते नमो नमः। देवी तुलसी महारानी के तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः। Radha Krishna seva pavo Adilati Radha Krishna Tomora Sharanalo Paravajapura Tomora Sharanalo Paravajapura Rupa Kore Kora Morae Avela विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे सत्यवती नमो नमः। वृंदेवी तुलसी महारानी की हरि ओम। दर्पण वाचनम भव माधवादि निर्वापनम श्रेया कैरव चंद्रिका वितरणम विद्यावतो जीवनम आनंदामुदिवर्धनम प्रतिपदम पूर्णामृता स्वारणम सर्वात्मा स्नपनम परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनम नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं यजनानुराग तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानीनमानदेना कीर्तनीया सदा हरि मदनं रजनं न सुन्दरीं कविता वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्ति हरितुति त्वयि हरिनन्दा तनुजा किङ्करं पतितं माविषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पाद पंकजा सुतधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदारुद्धाय वीर पुलकैर्निश्चितं वपुकदा तव नामागणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमीषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दाविरहेण मे आशीर्षवापादरतं विनष्टु माम् अदर्शनामर्मातं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातो लम्पटो मत्प्राणानाथस्तु स एव न परः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ऋषि शास्त्र की The following are the 10 offenses to be avoided while chanting the holy name of the Lord. The first offense to blossom the devotees who have dedicated the life of avoiding the holy name of the Lord.
Second, to consider the names of the gods that are Brahma or Shiva to be equal to or independent of the name of God.
Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
Fourth offense to blossom the Vedic literature or literary portions of the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of Hare Krishna to the end.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh, to come to the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as spiritual activities, karma kanda.
Ninth, to consider the
Tenth offense, don't have complete faith in chanting the holy name of the Lord and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions of this matter. It is also offensive in attending chanting. Every devotee who clings to Vaishnava must guard his offenses in order to place his desired success, which is Krishna Prema. Let us offer all the Vaishnava devotees, Lord. So just like Gujarati, who can fulfill all desires and full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. Vancha kalpataro vishya kripa sindhu devacha pantanam bhavane yo vaishnava Anant Koti Vaishnava Devi Amacharya Das
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasaadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Hare
Krishna Pranam. Thank you for coming.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Coming. Hare Krishna. Happy
Krishna
Ekadashi. Happy Ekadashi. So let's start. Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyaudirayet Nashtaprayashu Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 12, Verse 12. The name of the chapter is Dhruva Maharaj. What is the name of the chapter, Dhruva Maharaj?
Going back to Godhead.
Going back to
Goes
Godhead.
back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the verse is Tam evam shila sampannam brahmanayam dinavatsalam gopataram dharma setuna menire pitaram prachaha brahmanyam dinavatsalam. Tam him evam does shila with good qualities, sampannam endowed, brahmanyam respectful to the brahmanas, dina the poor, vatsalam kind, gopataram protector, dharma setunam of religious principles, menire thought, pitaram father, prajaha the citizens. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dhruva Maharaj was endowed with all godly qualities. He was very respectful to the devotees of the Supreme Lord and very kind to the poor and innocent. He protected religious principles. With all these qualifications, he was considered to be the direct father of all the citizens. Very important purport. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personal qualities of Dhruva Maharaj described herein are the exemplary qualities of a saintly king. Not only a king, but also the leaders of a modern democratic or impersonal government must be qualified with all these godly characteristics. Then the citizens of the state can be happy. It is clearly stated here that the citizens thought of Dhruva Maharaj as their father. As a child, depending on the able father, is completely satisfied, so the citizens of the state, being protected by the state or the king, should remain satisfied in every respect. At the present moment, however, there is no guarantee by the government of even the prime necessities of life in the state, namely the protection of the lives and property of the citizens. One word is very significant in this connection, Brahmanyam. Dhruva Maharaj was very devoted to the Brahmanas, who engage in the study of the Vedas and thereby know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are always busy propagating Krishna consciousness. The state should be very respectful to societies that distribute God consciousness all over the world. But unfortunately, at the present moment, there is no state or government support given to such movements. As for good qualities, it is very difficult to find anyone in state administration with any good qualities. The administrators simply sit in their administrative post and say no to every request, as if they were paid to say no to the citizens. Another word, Dina Vatsalam, is very significant also. The state head should be very kind to the innocent. Unfortunately, in this age, the state agents and the presidents draw good salaries from the state and they pose themselves as very pious, but they allow the running of slaughterhouses where innocent animals are killed. If we try to compare the godly qualities of Dhruva Maharaj to the qualities of modern statesmen, we can see that there is no actual comparison. Dhruva Maharaj was present in the Satyayug, as will be clear from the next verses. He was the ideal king in Satyayug. The government administration in the present age, Kali Yuga, is bereft of all godly qualities. Considering all these points, the people today have no alternative but to take to Krishna consciousness for the protection of religion, life, and property. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanjalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastite Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Visadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'll read the translation one more time. Dhruva Maharaj was endowed with all godly qualities. He was very respectful to the devotees of the Supreme Lord and very kind to the poor and innocent. He protected religious principles. With all these qualifications, he was considered to be the direct father of all the citizens. You see, Prabhupada in his purports actually tell us two basic things. One is that how it should be, and the other is that how it is right now. So there is this ideal behavior which is recommended by the Guru Sadhu and Shastra principle, and then there is this Kali Yuga, because of the Kali, what is really happening. And then we have a choice. You know how Krishna speaks the entire Bhagavad Gita, that if you fight, then this will happen, and if you don't fight, then this will happen. And at the end, he says, Yathechasi Tathakuru, right? Whatever you want, you do. So there's a choice. So over here also, we have a choice. But first of all, making a choice, before making a choice, consider that what is good for us. Shreya and Preya. Do you know the meaning of the word Shreya and Preya? Anybody knows the meaning of the word Shreya and Preya? What is the meaning of the word Shreya and what is the meaning of the word Preya?
Shreya is which is ultimately good for us.
Presently and very pleasurable, and which gives us misery in the long run is Preya, and the reverse is the Shreya, Mataji.
Shreya, that means credit to others.
Mataji, Preya means something which is very pleasurable, but which may not be good. But Shreya is something which will be difficult now to follow, but it is good for us in the end.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so very nice. So something which is very palatable, like Prabhupada gives example of a child not wanting to go to school. Not wanting to go to school, and if the mother agrees to it, or mother doesn't agree to it, right? She says, no, you have to go because it may be troublesome right now, but it's going to pay you off in the long run. Okay, my understanding is that that's Preya. And then Shreya is something which is right now very pleasing, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so basically, what Dhruva Maharaj's qualities are, that he's selfless. This is called selfless service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, leading to this for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So how do we know that Krishna is satisfied? Krishna is satisfied by these things, right? If he's, how do you know if whatever we are doing, Krishna is satisfied or not? How do we know? Like, let's say we are doing the devotional service, but we don't know if Krishna is satisfied or not. So how do we know that Krishna is satisfied or not? How do you know?
Just like I think by feeling happy yourself.
Okay.
Once we eat food, Mataji, feel filled. Maybe that feeling.
Okay. Okay. What else?
Krishna is in form of Paramatma in everyone inside.
If it is according to Shastras, then Lord is satisfied.
Okay, very nice. Do you know the Guru Ashtakam in the morning that the Guru Aarti goes on? Yatra prasada, tatra prasada.
Mataji.
Yatra prasada, nakatoti.
The pare battery or pudu battery?
Okay, so basically we know that Krishna is satisfied by knowing if the spiritual master is satisfied or not. Okay, because we don't know if Krishna is. Prabhupada gives example of a representative of a government. Let's say that a representative of the government, or an office manager. Let's say that the worker is working in an office and the manager is satisfied by the duties of conducted by this particular employee. So when the manager is satisfied, he's going to give good report to the CEO or the vice president, the president of the company, right? And then he's going to get a promotion, right? Even though this particular employee has no direct contact with those people, but they will still be satisfied because the immediate manager is satisfied, right or wrong?
Yes, Mother.
Yes, Mataji.
So Prabhupada gives this example. He gives this example. So that means that how do we know Krishna is satisfied? Krishna gets report from the spiritual master. So if we can satisfy the spiritual master, if we can satisfy the Srila Prabhupada, then Krishna is satisfied. Not when we feel hungry. Yes, that is correct. That example is correct. But then that happens in a higher level in terms of satisfying Krishna. There is also one sort of a satisfaction, but I'm not asking in that term. That is more for how do you know that you're making progress in your chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? That example is used more for that particular term. How do you know? Well, you will know because you wouldn't want to do anything else. You would have choices to make from sense gratification, but you would rather choose something which is Krishna conscious. And there's so many restaurants, so many dishes, so many things, movies running, so many marketplaces coming up, so many things being sold and bought every day. But a Krishna conscious person is not interested as much as they need for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to keep their body and soul together. But they are not interested in terms of greed. Okay, that example of eating food and hunger is satisfied or not, you don't have to ask anyone. It is used in that context. Okay, but how Krishna is satisfied is because when we know if the spiritual master is satisfied. So here, that is the significance of the use Brahmanyam. So Dhruva Maharaj was able to satisfy the Brahmanas, was able to satisfy the devotees who were distributing God consciousness. And that is why Mother Earth was giving so much of produce. That is why there was not even, the calamities in terms of diseases or pestilence or extreme weathers. We get this information from the Shastras. Oh, in today's world, we all have heard of this temperature instability. What is it called as? That the climatic changes, very big conversation.
Global warming.
Global warming. Thank you. Right, the concept of global warming is going on all over the world. But because people who are trying to solve the problem are not Krishna conscious, they don't end up attacking the root of the problem. They're trying to do the patchwork. You see, that's what happens. Our lives are so shallow when we are not in Krishna consciousness that we are patching the work. One devotee gave this example, on our house, if the wall has some paint is rubbed off or something, then we just patch it up, right? Or if somebody has gray hair coming up, so they patch up by coloring the hair. Or if somebody has some spots on their face, so they patch up by some makeup, so patch up. Like that, we are doing the patch up work of fixing this global warming problem, but we are not attacking the root of the problem. Why is the Mother Earth, why is all the demigods giving us these calamities? Because we are sinful, because we are not taking to Krishna consciousness. And no matter what we do, we will never be able to solve the problem unless and until we take to Krishna consciousness. That is stated here. Dhruva Maharaj was attacking the root. He was satisfying the devotees and he was protecting the innocent, Dina Vatsalam. It's like he was he was available to his government. To his people. He was available. But now if we want to ignore as much as we can from going to any government office personally to do anything, right? Would you like to go to the government office yourself and solve some problem? I know when my mother retired and she had to go for her pension, my God, it took like 6 to 8 months just to get their approval after working for 35 plus years. It's so hard. It is so hard. Why they make it so hard? I don't understand. They're sitting there on being elected by the people to serve the people. But they make it very hard because the heart is unclean. Because what they're looking is that how much can we get, not how much can we give or serve. And also there is no mercy, no daya, no mercy, because they can say that, oh, we are so pious, oh, we have done, I was listening to one Indian leader's interview, I could only hear it for a minute. And he was saying that, you see, in last 2 years or something like that, we have given houses to over 2 crore people in India. That means that over 2 crore families have become, what do you call, lakpati, like rich by having houses. But they're not attacking. So there's so much of disrest. There's so much of agitation in the public in general Why? Because the government is not giving any guarantee of the basic things of protection of religion, life, and property, because people or statesmen who are running the government are not Krishna conscious. So what do we do? Okay, after finding all these faults, Prabhupada is giving the final verdict that what do we do? Considering all these points, that people today have no alternative but take to Krishna consciousness for protection of religion, life, and property. So if we take to Krishna consciousness seriously, if we install deities in our houses, if we worship the deity, if we follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, if we follow Srila Prabhupada, then this is we get. Okay, and also we get the surety. It's very sure. The process is very, very sure in itself, that there is going to be no fall down. We may pause for some time, we may get distracted, but we will never lose the reaction. I'm sorry, not the reaction, but we may never lose the account that we accrue in our activities in Krishna consciousness. And today is a very nice day, right, to keep Ekadashi, and that pleases Krishna. So that's also, please, 2 points I wanted to make is that Prabhupada has given choice. He has given us that what it should be based on Puru Sadhu Shastra principle, how a government should be run by an honest statesman, and what does it mean to be honest and pious. And then the other thing is that how it is being run in the present age. And then the second thing is that you have a choice to make, and then you choose wisely. He has given his verdict. Okay. Any questions, reflections, or realizations? Anybody? Any questions? Rama Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, you said that when we have to satisfy the spiritual master, and we have to automatically we can satisfy that Krishna. And but how we have to satisfy the spiritual master?
By following his orders, right? And then what if the spiritual master's body is not present? Then the Vani is always present. By following the order of the spiritual master, we satisfy the spiritual master, right? For example, in the office, how do we satisfy the manager? By doing the work properly, right?
Yes.
Or how do we satisfy the government where we stay? By being good citizens. Like that, by following the order of the spiritual master, we satisfy the spiritual master.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ayushi, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, how we can avoid the 10 offenses?
By avoiding the 10th offense, we can avoid all other offenses. And what is the 10th offense?
I think to blaspheme the devotees. I don't remember much.
Before you ask a question, you need to know. So the 10th offense is inattentive chanting. So if we are doing inattentive chanting, then it will be very, very hard to avoid any of the other offenses. But the mother of all offenses is inattentive chanting. So by doing inattentive chanting, we can avoid all the offenses. Okay. That Bhakti Vinod Thakur says. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says.
He says this. By mother of all offenses is inattentive chanting.
Okay, Mataji, my next question is that till what time today we were supposed to drink water?
Till what time what?
We were supposed to drink water. Is the time over?
You mean for Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi, people can keep Nirjal or without water if they have broken even one Ekadashi in the past year. Then if they keep this one Ekadashi without water and food, then this is equal to all the Ekadashis that they have missed or kept all through out. But if you have not missed any Ekadashi, then you can drink water or eat some fruits or something. But see, the main thing is not to drink water, but the main thing is to remember Krishna more, to chant more. So minimum rounds recommended by Srila Prabhupada on the days of festival is 25 rounds actually, minimum. He recommends minimum 25 rounds. Till what time, Mataji? Only till last night. Today, if somebody is keeping Nirjal, then already after midnight, we start.
I saw one lecture, Mataji. Hare Krishna. My voice is audible, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I'm asking, I saw in a lecture it was till 5:23 in the morning.
I don't know then.
Okay.
I'm not so Shastrik. Because I follow the general rule principle that after midnight, then the day calendar changes. The Ekadashi starts. I have seen some devotees who keep Ekadashi at the sundown a day before. They don't eat any grains a sundown a day before, and they start the Ekadashi there. Okay, I don't know, Mataji. I don't have a reference. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. AK Mataji Prabhuji.
I just wanted to, Namaste Mataji, I just wanted to know the importance of Ekadashi.
Importance of Ekadashi. You see, there is a spiritual benefit and then also there is a material benefit. The spiritual benefit is that Krishna endows the wholesale. You see, when we intelligent person will go to buy something very precious on a day when it is on sale, right? Like in America, we have this Black Friday, right? You can unmute, Prabhuji. So if somebody wants to advance very quickly in Krishna consciousness, then Krishna gives these sale days where we can observe these days, and if we do that, then we get the ability and the strength and determination to follow the rules and regulations and principles of Krishna consciousness with more strength, mental strength and emotional strength. Okay, because Krishna has endowed. Now the story behind Ekadashi is that on Ekadashi, Krishna has asked somebody called Papa Purusha to enter the grains. It is said in the Shastras, and I think I can give reference if I grab the book, that if somebody doesn't keep Ekadashi and eat grain on Ekadashi, then they are actually committing a crime which is equal to, I don't want to scare anyone. I'm just answering a question, okay? And it's totally up to you all to keep or not, but this is what is said is equal to killing one's own parents, mother and father. So if we don't keep Ekadashi and eat grain on Ekadashi, the result is like that, because there is Pap Purusha. On Ekadashi, even the Vishnu Prasadam is not to be taken after Bhoga is offered. Even the Tirupati Laddu or nothing can be no grain. It can be taken on Dwadashi at the Parayan time. Whereas the spiritual benefit, material benefit is it has something to do with the cycle of the moon. It happens on the waxing and the waning cycle of the moon, and it has something to do with our airs in our body, that if we don't eat grain that day, then actually we are able to regulate the breathing. There are 6 kinds of air which regulate our breathing, our bodily activities. So they get in regulation because of the cycle of the moon affecting. That's material scientific. And there's a big science behind it, which I think we should talk about someday. Did you get it, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Krishna. Okay, happy Ekadashi, happy fasting and then feasting tomorrow. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Nantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, thank you,
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees at the temple. I appreciate. Thank you. Hare Krishna.